Hello and welcome to the Undateable Me podcast. I am your host, the undateable Jimmy Lee Lard, the Sock Snob. And this is another episode of our weekly show that deals with the struggles of relationships and dating. But we don't just talk about the problems. This is a journey to find solutions, and we do it in a very entertaining way. Entertaining because Holly got on a whole cat suit over here. All right. And we try to be a little vulnerable too. And I have a feeling that today is going to be an interesting day. So I am back with Holly DaBeamer. And in today's episode, if you ever dated me, you do not want to listen to this episode. So we're going to be talking about getting out of bad relationships in order to get into the right one. Let's go. All right, welcome back. I just looked down at my ankles. They are so ashy, but I don't believe in lotion unless you either getting some or you on vacation. Otherwise, the hell are you putting on lotion for? You a grown man.
It could be soft.
Lotion is for women's. And baby oil is for P. Diddy them. All right, so here's the thing. With this episode, Holly, I may get into a little bit of trouble.
Ooh, I like that.
You like it, but shit. I may get a phone call after this. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the conversation progresses. But we're talking about getting out of bad relationships.
Oh, yeah, you finna start a pot.
And the reason why we're talking about getting out of bad relationships on this show, Undateable Me, with the goal of getting into a successful relationship, can't get into the successful one till you get out of the bad one that you're currently in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're talking about. Now, I will try my best to speak on this topic without doing my usual, which is telling way too much of my damn business.
I thought, no, because on the first episode you said we finna get in your business.
I am, but like I said, I'm going to try because sometimes people get upset. Because here's the thing. I remember a long time ago, I was telling a story about an experience that I had.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that experience involved other people. So even though I was talking about something that happened to me, they were connected to it. And it was put out like, well, Jimmy over here talking about us. No, Jimmy was talking about what happened with him.
Yeah.
You were there, and yes, that person was involved, but the story wasn't about you. So sometimes, people have these little subplots in your story too. So, and sometimes they may not like you sharing those stories. So that's where I am. So I'm going to try to do this without, and Holly nosy asses go probe and but what happened then? So
I catch y'all. Okay, I'm sorry.
Lord have mercy. All right. So again, this episode is talking about knowing when to get out of a relationship, how to get out of a relationship, I'm a pro at that shit. All right. So here's the thing about relationships. This is a very simple truth. Not all relationships work.
Amen.
You can look back. Most of you can, with the exception of, a person who had a high school sweetheart. They fell in love and they got married and had 3.5 kids and, lived lived happily ever after until, he died when he was 83. And then 2 days later, she just couldn't live without him. So she died too, So, and no spit came out of my mouth, by the way. So anyway, because I swallow. Okay, no,
Period.
I don't. It's okay sometimes. Okay. This is terrible. Poor heterosexual in the room. So, not everything works out, but you can look at your own past and see the situations you've been in that didn't work to know that there are times when it just does not work. This is not a productive relationship, and it is time to get out of it. Now, in previous shows, I've given you the $1 million advice. You need to listen to me on this. Fail faster. If it's inevitable that this is going to end, if it is inevitable that this is not going to work, don't let it drag on for 5, 6, 10, 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Fail faster. Now, how do you know when it is time for you to move on? Because I say this all the time. When I say fail faster, I don't mean that the minute things get rough, I'm getting out of here. No, this ain't going to work. Whatever, you have a little argument or whatever the case may be. That's not what I'm saying. It's when it's inevitable that it is going to end, and you know it. You always know it. You may be in denial. You may want to try to make it work and all of that, but you know in your heart of hearts, this thing is dead.
You weren't even supposed to be in that situation to begin with.
Hello. But hey, we talked about applying relationship standards to these situationships.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, so how do we know when it's time? One of the key indicators and one of the most obvious can be arguing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You argue all the time. One thing about me, and this has frustrated some people that I've been in relationships with, I'm not about to sit here and argue with you. But if you believe the sky is gray, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, no, that's pretty purple. We just disagree.
Right. And that's okay.
And that's okay. What are we arguing about? Even things that are seemingly more serious, we just have a difference of opinion. What are we arguing about? And then in those arguments, we sometimes play dirty. We take that knife and shove it in there, but can't stop there. I bet you got a twist, right? So there's nothing good that comes out of those. So, like I said, it would take a lot for you to end up in an argument with me.
Nobody's ever pushed your buttons.
Some people have pushed buttons. It's not wise. Ever since high school, maybe a little bit in college, but I behave myself a lot better because this tongue, in more ways than one, is vicious, and I will have you crying and going home, whatever. Other thing is I can back it up, bitch. So, but that's neither here nor there because I'm a good Christian. I'm damn near pastor. Carlos Miller called me TD Jakes. So Right?
You ever been swallowed?
Wait, what? Oh my God.
As they say with the P. Diddy and the T.D. Jakes.
Then there's that. Okay. So, but that constant arguing, that's stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Constantly mad. Yeah, every now and then you got some makeup sex that's probably going to make you another baby that you didn't need anyway, type thing, right?
Yeah.
But I can't do the constant arguing. I don't see the value in it. If we disagree with something, hey, we can offer solutions. If those don't work, then hey, I guess we just gonna have to agree to disagree, move on with life. If it's something that you got caught doing that you shouldn't have done or whatever, well, fucking don't do that no more. Whatever. Or it is what it is, right? The other thing is when I talk about, putting that knife in and twisting, how you argue. There are some very argumentative people, period, right? Just naturally like to debate, if you will. Yeah. And then when those debates become heated, those are arguments, right? That can be okay. But how you argue can make a huge difference. When it's turning into you two are fighting and throwing stuff and you getting in the trunks of cars and garbage bags or whatever the case may be. Y'all got to go back and watch that. What episode? Anyway, y'all have to watch the episode on emotional baggage.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, but how you argue does make a difference, though.
It really do.
Because some arguments get violent and whatever, So my son tells me about a time many, many, many years ago when Holly and my brother were arguing. And apparently he hopped in his car and drove off and she sped behind him. And they're going up and down the streets of Chicago doing 100 miles an hour.
And that motherfucker pulled up on the side of me and threw a drink in my face and I spit on that motherfucker.
I cannot. How you argue matters.
It does.
Okay? So that's one sign. Again, a healthy debate is one thing. A disagreement is one thing, but when it's, fighting cats and dogs and all of that, yeah, it's time to get out of that. That's not healthy, right? Cheating can be one of those situations. Not all, because, there are times where people make mistakes and whatever, or you may be so in love with a person that you choose, if that's an act, right? You choose to forgive a person, right? So I won't say that that's an end all be all, but habitual cheating and, that's one of those things that, okay, yeah, you got me that.
Because I'm a cheat bag.
Shit, I'm trying to do this.
God working on me.
Could you work a little faster, God? We got a podcast to do. So, but that habitual thing where it's very clear that this person, because there's listen, I'm going to be real. There are times where maybe it was situational. There was this thing that presented itself to that other person or whatever. And they fell for it, and some of these hoes be out here and guys be out here on purpose trying to, break up happy homes. So, but that's different from that, when you see that pattern, when you see that, oh, this person ain't gonna never change or whatever. And I'm tired of crying. I'm tired of beating up these hoes, right? Because some people take that route as well. I have never agreed with that, by the way. Why do you look like you have beat up a girl? Anyway, so the reason I say that is because that girl did not enter. A relationship is like a contract, right? You say, I'm committed to you, you're committed to me. And the person you're with breaks that contract. That's where your beef is, right? That girl was never in a contract with you. That girl was never in a committed relationship with you. Now, on the other hand, and I give you my full permission to, I can't say it, I'll lose my little videos or whatever, but that best friend of yours that's sleeping with your guy? There's a story I could tell right here that would be very apropos, but I cannot do it. All right, because in some regards, I'm not supposed to know about it. And then this person is definitely watching, so I'm going to shut my ass up. So, but it is a situation, I can say that I can skirt around it. It is a situation where a person was grieving the loss of somebody. And the person, her best friend who was helping her grieve the whole time was sleeping with her husband. So.
Slap that hoe.
Yeah. So, there are chances where the sisterhood will be like, the ancestors will be like, it's okay, baby, beat her ass. So that's what we mean. Another thing, abuse. He's over here knocking you upside your head. Get out. That to me, yes, the Bible, for those of you who follow it, you have this directive to forgive. Bitch, I can forgive you from over there. I don't have to stay in this with you, right? So if it's abuse, like I said, if she or he, because I do know a man who used to get his butt whipped by his wife. But anyway, you move on. Jealousy is another one. Again, not this. Sometimes there's a little healthy, girl, what you over there talking to him, and it's funny or whatever, right? But that real jealousy, and you know the type I'm talking about, get out. That you will end up dead fooling with somebody like that. So, and half the time, that jealous person is doing more dirt because people will
reflect,
won't they? All right, person who's controlling.
That's a big one nowadays.
Bitch, you can't control me.
Control.
Not even Janet Jackson.
Miss Jackson, if you nasty.
She ain't nasty enough for me. Janet ain't got no bussy. So that controlling thing, yeah, no, I can't do it. And manipulation as well is another one where when you start to see those things, go ahead, get out. What are we waiting on? Go ahead. Another thing, this is where I'm probably going to get this phone call. When you have different needs or different goals, and you can see that the trajectory that you're both on will not land you in the same spot. Why you in it?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because what's the end goal?
What's the end goal? So again, I would rather fail faster than to drag this thing out and continue on this path knowing that we're going in two separate directions.
Right.
Nope. Go ahead and put a pin in that bitch. All right. I'll stop there. Stop short of saying too much so I don't get that phone call. I have a feeling I'm not going to make it through this episode without getting that phone call, but that's all right. I'm grown. Shit. So, dishonesty. Baby, I cannot stand a liar.
Me either.
Baby, my grandmother used to say, if you lie, you'll cheat. If you cheat, you'll steal. And if you'll steal, you'll kill. And I want you away from me at the first lie. I don't ever want it to get that far.
Because what we lying for? We grown. Who gonna whoop you?
Grown. That's what I don't understand. Right? So now I have lied to protect someone's feelings. And I'm talking about minor stuff like,
Yeah, that's normal.
That outfit is cute, but I'm just
like a little white lie.
Right.
Oh, don't lie to me about my outfits.
A lot of times that would not apply. It would probably be something other than that. 'Cause I figure that if you ask me something about how you look or how is your hair or your outfit, I figure you want the truth.
At all times.
And God compels me to tell you, you should have left that shit with Timu and whoever else, right? So, yeah. But again, dishonesty in a relationship. Because if I'm in a relationship, one of the biggest things is I have to be able to trust you.
Yeah.
And it's hard to trust a liar. It's hard to trust somebody who's dishonest and so on. Same thing. Another thing, what I say is a person with, we'll say, compromised values.
That's big.
You can be in a relationship with a butthole, complete butthole, and you ignore it because he treats you well. But if your values are somewhere else, it's probably not the best, right?
Yeah.
Likewise, you have a person who has a habit of robbing banks, beating up old women, whatever. You know what I mean? Compromise values. I can't sit in that.
Right. Even if he is spending the bank money on you.
You know, wealthy people who, let me phrase this right, very generically. You know, we've seen situations where there's some rotten individuals who are trafficking minors, or I should say trafficking. I'm going to bleep that out. You can't really say that on
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's hard to say, hard to get away with. So, but we've seen people who are doing horrible things, and there are people around them that have observed it, and spouses that stood by them, and so on. I can't do it.
Me either.
You know, so I would have to I wouldn't feel I don't care how many millions they're bringing in. Person, because I was about to say the big word. Person, if you're smart, you'll figure out a way to get out and get you a little change. But anyway, that's just me. People who are putting you in a dangerous situation, get out. This life right here. Listen, let me tell you something about Jimmy Lee Lard, the Sock Snob. I'm going to outlive both of y'all. I plan to be on this planet till I'm about 117 or better.
I know that's right.
If you read about me in the hospital and you heard that my son took me off life support or whatever, he did so against my wishes. I wish to be on the life support. I don't know. Shit, y'all might find that cure next week. You a lie, right? So, but again, if you are in a dangerous situation, I think that you need to get out of that.
Yeah, because I'm not your right or die.
Right. And then finally, here is one, and we ignore it a lot. If you're not happy.
Boom.
A relationship is supposed to bring you joy, comfort, give you security, protection, and blah, 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 blah. It's not supposed to have you crying at night. It's not supposed to have you up worrying and he don't never pay me no attention. Get your ass out, fail faster. You know, so if you're not happy, why are you there? We have to start realizing that, happiness is important, and I'm not going to sit here and allow a person to sort of have me miserable in an existence.
Oh.
So, how do you do it? How do you end a relationship that you're in? This the shit that's about to give me this phone call.
Let me ask the question for you, Jimmy.
Shut up, Holly.
How do you end a relationship?
Listen. How do you do it? I'm going to say this because I've already given you the $1 million advice. Fail faster, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is just like that diet that you have been saying you are going to start next week for 6 weeks. You have to just do it. Don't linger in a breakup for 8 months, for 2 years. Now you're pregnant.
Right.
Y'all had to end up taking out a second mortgage now. Or what? Nope. Get out. Just do it. there are some of us who have some financial reasons for staying in a relationship. Seek help. There's a lot of very smart people out here.
Yeah.
Can tell you how to walk away with a little coin if you need to.
Mm-hmm.
To hell with that prenup. We got ways around them.
And sometimes when you're just so unhappy, you just like, fuck it.
And for some people who are already not in the best financial situation, bitch, if you broke over here, you can be broke by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Make sure that you are a good person and you've cultivated good relationships.
Yep.
So that when that man is beating on you, or when that man is whatever, or that woman is doing this and she's in control of all the money, that you have a girlfriend or, your brother that you can go and say, hey, look, you know what's going on. Do you mind if ... Right?
Yeah.
But if you out here in these streets being an asshole, people won't be as likely to support you when you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So it starts with being a good person, and then you can ask for those types of favors. When you're in those dangerous situations, right, where you're getting beat on, or he's into the drug business, and they done shot up the house again, that type of thing. But if you don't go down to one of the women's and children's shelters and start to seek assistance till they help you get an apartment, blah, 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 and quit calling him, telling him where you at and all of that stuff, let him think you got abducted by aliens. Right? That's how you do it.
Yeah.
You walk away. When you're not happy in a situation, make that decision to get out of that situation. Because again, we're not just ending relationships for the sake of ending relationships. We're ending relationships so that not just me, but even that other person can now be on the path to that one. I don't want to hold you back from your Mr. or Mrs. Right.
Yep.
Okay? So I'm doing this for us.
Help me help you.
Help me help you. So that is how you do it. You just do it. Now, as far as the specifics,
get creative.
It's a breakup, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I owe it to you to not do this as a text message.
But do I?
She said, but do I?
Because if he abusive, he gonna whoop your ass.
Yeah, for sure.
Run.
Whatever. No questions asked, no explanations given. Right? You leave. My life was in danger, ho. That's all I got to say to you. So, but some of those other things, not happy. Our goals don't align. We are moving in different directions and all of that. So
you keep being stuck on that one.
I won't say what I probably would have said on some of the other parts, but I will say this. There is one particular relationship that I ended, and I actually gave a lot of thought to this. I really did. I put a lot of thought into this breakup. And it was one of those situations where, fuck it, I'm gonna tell it all. It was one of those situations where I knew for several weeks that this was going to happen. And I was like, I'm not gonna let this linger. But here's the thing: what I always try and impress upon people, a breakup should not truly be a surprise to somebody.
Right.
And you have to, if you don't tell them within the relationship what types of things are not working for you, and give them an opportunity to create a better relationship
to fix it,
then you did it wrong, right? So in this situation, we had at least one, two. We'd had a couple conversations about things that I felt were not going the way they should have gone. Right.
You give us an example.
Your ass.
No, because you know, 'cause some people might be watching and like, I see that.
Your ass. That ain't why. I want to give an example. No, I'll give generics.
Okay.
Not feeling appreciated. When I'm in a relationship, I figure you travel the way I travel. Now, and not to brag, but I like to go. I like to get out there. And I like for those trips to be nice trips, you know. Now, I can slum it too. No, I can't. I can sort of slum it too. But if I'm going to Europe, I don't want to sit in coach for 8 hours or 10 hours, right? So, and usually, naturally, the person I'm with will travel the way I do, right? And you then find that a person maybe takes that for granted. Maybe that's another thing to add to that list, right? That it's almost expected. You don't get sometimes you don't even get a thank you or whatever, right? So feeling unappreciated, feeling taken for granted, that was one of the things. And then other things about a difference in the way, really cleaning this shit up, in the way you treat people. I treat people in a certain way. Mm-hmm. And they treated people sometimes in a different way. Still a genuinely good person, but just had some ways sometimes that sort of caused them to look down or say things that were not so nice to people or whatever. Now, don't get it twisted. I ain't worried about nobody saying nothing to me.
Right.
That's out of pocket. So, yeah, you don't have to worry about that. But just observing how I look at how people treat people.
Right.
Right. So that's that. Now, when it comes to how, like I said, when we get back to how you do it in the best way for you, for one thing. And I was starting to say that I put a lot of thought into this, like, okay, how do I tell them? When do I tell them? Whatever, you know. And I remember on this day we were supposed to be going out to dinner. And I called and stopped because I literally thought this through. Like the whole day played out, or the whole breakup played out, and this stuff would have gone left. Because I pictured him. I couldn't do it at the restaurant because he was going to show his ass. Right. Then he's a very passionate person. I did not think it, and this is the God's honest truth, me thinking about him, you know, if he had come over like he was supposed to, because we were meeting at my house first, him having to drive back home in that condition, because again, he's a little passionate, whatever, he would have killed him, he would have unalived himself and 4 other people, tore up 6 cars on 290 or some shit, you know. So
you were very thoughtful.
I was literally thinking about all of this. So, and this is technically, okay, whatever. So we broke up over the phone. I was like, don't leave, stay where you at, you know. The other thing is that I knew that where he was, he had support there as well. I knew that there was a person literally in the house with him that he kind of leans on for stuff like that. And again, if he had done it at my house, he has to go all the way back to his house, waddling in that. And I did not, because I genuinely, I still to this day care about him, you know. Right. I just know that our trajectories were going in different directions. It's on the surface, it seemed like we were on the same path, but honestly, sometimes you have to look between the layers, you know, and I knew that we wanted different things out of life. And I'm doing a disservice to you if I'm holding you back from the things that you want to do.
Right.
And you're doing a disservice to me if this relationship would hold me back from doing, especially when there's no way for those things to intertwine and work out. So that was the reason. That was, why we did it the way I did. And like I said, when it comes down to when, no time like the present.
Right.
Like I said, I've seen people who were divorcing longer than they were happy.
Which is crazy.
Right. So I also know somebody else who spent a lot of money on a wedding. And in their divorce decree, the judge is having to split the cost of the wedding at the divorce. They're still, because they had put it all on a credit card or whatever, So that's ultimately it. When it comes to, and again, just to give some focus to this and bring us back to why we are even talking about this. I can't get into a good relationship, a good, successful relationship, if I'm still stuck in this bad one over here.
Right.
So you have to free yourself in order to move into the relationship that you are supposed to be in.
That person in the way.
That motherfucking way. So that's it. That is the message. You can't be, so this obviously does not apply to, if you're not in a relationship, obviously this does not apply. If you are in a relationship and you are unhappy in that relationship, then there's a little bit of self-reflecting that needs to be done. And then soon after that, there needs to be a decision that needs to be made.
But that applies to friendship relationships, family relationships. There's abuse in family relationships, friend relationships, dishonesty.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Jobs and everything else. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. You're right.
So, yeah. So,
do you think that the way that you did it, that maybe that person, that maybe that person see it now and understand and maybe even change?
Absolutely. Well, I can't say that, I don't want to put anything on them or even take anything away from them. I will say that obviously time has gone by and, when we know better, we do better, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We learn as we go. There might be some maturity, some additional wisdom, whatever. Life teaches you things. Sometimes the lesson is just to not do that shit again. Or the lesson is don't treat a person like that again. A lesson is a trunk is hot. Well,
very. But I'll do it again.
Anyway, okay, I'm never bringing that up again on not another episode. We gonna dead that right now. So we are not talking about trunks and Missy Elliott costumes ever again on this show. What was she doing in the video? So, yeah, that's in that trunk just wiggling.
Hot.
I cannot. So because I've never even considered getting in a trunk, I never thought about the temperature part.
And in the bag in the summertime. All the doors is closed. All the windows
So that
up.
wouldn't work for me. Listen, y'all, I'll tell you something about me. And many people know this, that are close to me. I do not like heat. I can't do it. I literally cuss for no reason. Just sit outside. Oh, bitch. I can't do heat. I will take winter over hot summer day. Listen, with winter, I can layer. I can put on clothes. Summer, there's only so much stuff you can take off before you get arrested. So I can't do it. I like going to islands. A lot of times when I do cruises or vacations to warm places, I do that shit in the wintertime where I'm escaping some cold, right?
Yeah.
If I'm sitting, and also I choose islands because of the breeze or whatever, right? don't invite me to your hot ass vacation in Vegas in August. My birthday has been in August my entire life. I ain't going to Vegas for my birthday. August is the hottest month of the year. Me and August in Vegas don't agree. So anyway, how the hell did we get on that? It was some shit you asked, I think. But anyway, anything else? Questions or thoughts?
I feel like all the things that you listed, I've been through all of them. These past couple episodes, I've been feeling very personal.
Bitch, you talking about me? You've been reading my diary again?
Yeah. If y'all just see me looking at Jimmy, it's because like he's speaking to some part of me. It's just I'm with y'all.
Yeah. But you know what? Just like you were asking about that person, and again, that I think that is a great person who is going to do well or whatever. It just at least at that point in our lives, we had to go separate ways in order to move forward.
Do you think it was for that time being, or you think it might come back around where you like?
I'll never be that person to say never or whatever. We don't live anywhere close to each other anymore or whatever. I'm in a whole new state and so on. So, and also I don't know what that person is. They might be married and 3 2/4 kids for all I know. So, so I don't know. So, but again, I wish them well and all of that. So that's that. All right. Holly has pried enough into my damn business trying to get details. Y'all. I tried my best to skirt around. So I think it was generic enough that, well, okay, I did talk about some specifics. I probably shouldn't have done that. I apologize. I'm sorry. It was not intentional or didn't mean to offend or hurt you. Whatever, All right. So today we were talking about ending relationships, ending bad relationships in order to make room for the right one. So I encourage you all to do that. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and thank you, Holly DaBeamer, for joining us again as usual. I appreciate it. You know what? Remember the I'm a Jerk song? I'm going to play that since I've...
You were slight.
Horrible. I thought I was slight too.
Come on here like
yeah. It was like right there, and I was like, wheel that back, because I'm trying to go to heaven, y'all. Listen,
I'm going to hell.
You going to hell in a garbage bag.
Somebody go comment like, if you got to do all of that, you shouldn't be with the motherfucker.
Right. Nope, you ain't leaving, my brother. So you and y'all better get matching garbage bag. I don't know what the fuck, but figure it out. So nothing anyway. So yeah, so I thought I didn't think I went as far as I could have. Thank you very much.
Very professionally done.
Yes, thank you.
No need to come here. I don't want to see your face no more. And don't you knock on my door in the early morning, 'cause I ain't got time to play no games with you. here no more. Look what you lost. You lost a man who loved you.